Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana Della Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it live.
Hi, I'm Frida Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk. The Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. And Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on youtube.com/IE Network TV, the IE Network. Also on Twitter via Periscope. And also on, of course, the social network itself, Facebook. All righty. Thank you for joining us again. Today is the 19th of July. And Monday, of course. And we're back for another adventure here with myself. We thank you for joining us. And we want to big up the chat rooms right away. Big up to everyone who's checking in the chat room. Joseph Tanner. Everybody, welcome. All of our viewers from all over and the people who will be watching this later today. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, even more important, and share it with your friends. If you're already subscribed, share it. Share it a couple of times. Why not? We're going to be doing the giveaways this month. Before the end of the month, we're going to do another giveaway. Joseph Tanner was one of our winners. He was our first winner for our giveaway. So he can attest, he can witness to you guys that we're really doing it. We're giving away money, gift cards, things like that, movie stuff. So there you go, man. Definitely tune in for that. We're on our road to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're now closing in on 7. So we're going to be hitting that home stretch soon. We're about 6,800. Pretty soon we'll be at 7, and it's smooth sailing from there. We're definitely going to hit our goal, I believe, if we keep this up. And everyone out there got to keep it up and keep sharing the show. Keep sharing it, man, because that is where that's the important part, sharing it. So we didn't cover it last week because we just didn't. The Emmys are going to be, well, they're out. The nominations for the Emmys have been out for a couple of weeks now, and we want to kind of go through that with a fine-tooth comb. And I noticed something. There's something that I said earlier and I predicted this. It's just happening faster than I predicted. But I've been saying that, television is gone, man. Network television is on its last leg. It's on life support, and it's almost dead. The streaming services have taken over as predicted, as projected. They had a whopping 330 nominations combined between streaming networks and premium channels, networks such as like HBO. So between the two, they have over 300 nominations this year. It's very rare. We'll go over it and see what's what. And we saw it coming up that way last year, because now even the networks are getting streaming. CBS has Paramount Plus. NBC has Peacock. Fox was the ones who bought Tubi. They bought into Tubi. Tubi doesn't do live television, not yet at least. If they do, it'll be from Fox, making that happen. So the streaming services are here to stay. Also, we'll talk about the fact that, speaking of a lot of Emmy nominations, Lovecraft Country nabbed, I want to say 18, was it? Nominations. I might be wrong, but it's up there. And, as we all know, the show has been canceled by HBO. However, the plot thickens. Misha Green, the creator, she dropped a teaser of a tweet on Twitter, where she kind of drops like an outline of what they were going to be doing for season 2. Now, we don't know if this is something she drew up a long time ago, or if they, I don't know. But all she simply said was, "I'm gonna leave this right here," and then she puts the little devil emoji, knowing she wrong, teasing us like that. She drops a little devil emoji. "I'm gonna leave this right here," and then, just and then out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you do this to us, man? You gotta drop it right here and get out of here. So here's let me share the screen and bring in my Jedi Council before I get into that. As you know, we're in effect. Thank you for listening and watching Real Talk. I'm the director, and I brought my Jedi Council with me. If you don't believe me, here they are. Ralph, Kev, y'all in the building. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Hey, what's good?
What's up, brother? So, all right, Ralph looks like he might be frozen. Frozen. All right.
Sorry about that. I put it on mute. Hi, everybody.
What's going on? So I'm just gonna very quickly share this screen real quick, because I want to show the people what Misha Green said. Now, hopefully everyone can see that pretty good. This was the contents of what she shared in her tweet. Over here, you see the tweet where it says, "Just going to leave this right here." Devil emoji. Hashtag Lovecraft Country. So, contents for where we're coming from, the next generation. What is the origin? What is the source? Characters, the new generation. She's got some characters here. And then she's got old generation. There's our ones that we know. There's Letty and there's Tick. Now we all, hopefully you've seen Lovecraft Country at this point and realized that there was a certain type of ending that it had that people might be like, well, how's Tick going to come out? But anyway, that's it. And anything's possible in this show. So there you go. So these are episodes 2. So you see 201, 202. That means season 2. So, and that's it, season 3 and beyond. Like this is like their table of contents, probably to like a Bible, probably to like a series Bible. You know what I mean? So this would be the table of contents where you can find all of this information. This seems to be a series Bible table of contents. And there you have it. So now, whether or not they did this ahead of time, whatever the case may be, there was obviously thoughts of a season 2. Now, we'll get to a conversation of, as much as we love the show, they pretty much stretched through the whole book in the first season. So at that point now, a season 2 would be kind of making things up. You don't have much more source material left.
Well, they did the same thing with Game of Thrones, so it wouldn't be any different with Game of Thrones. Because actually, Game of Thrones was actually ahead of the writer of the book. They were going so fast ahead that they actually got ahead of the writer of the book. And when the writer finished the series, Game of Thrones ended. But I also wanted to add that with HBO making, I think HBO's decision to cancel it, it goes a little bit deeper than them just like, oh, we're just going to cancel it. I think that also the other reason why they're going to cancel it is because of their series Confederate. That the two guys that did, I believe it was the two guys that did Game of Thrones, were supposed to be doing their series Confederate, which was supposed to be based on the South actually winning the Civil War. I doubt if you guys ever watched it, but on Amazon there was a show called Man in the High Tower, which is pretty much almost the same thing. But the difference is Japan and Germany won the Second World War, and basically took over portions of the United States. So it's basically the same thing. And what Misha Green's thing is the wetlands is a portion of, basically it was going to be the same thing but with zombies. This second season of Lovecraft Country, and the United States was going to be split up into 3 different areas where, and one area is supposed to be like free country, another area is supposed to be like where all the blacks took over, which actually, if anybody knows anything about the actual history of America, I don't know if they were going to touch on this in the show, but the actual history of America is the North America and Central America is actually known as Turtle Island. It's actually known as, the Big Turtle, where all native cultures lived, whether it be, Central American or North American. And most of those North Americans, specifically on the eastern coast, were actually Aboriginal blacks. So I was kind of interested in seeing what she was going to do with that story. As far as going down with the wetlands and her territories and the separation of areas. I believe there was also a map that she had drawn up.
There was like a map
of the sovereign states.
It's probably part of this Bible, that we're looking at the contents for. It doesn't. I don't see anything that says a map here. Oh yeah, Sovereign States cheat sheet.
The sovereign states. Yeah, the sovereign states.
The sovereign state. Yeah, the Sovereign States cheat sheet, page 21 in the Bible. So
the tribal nations of the West, the New Negro Republic, and something like that. Then I think there's like a Commonwealth in the North, and then there's the area where all the European Americans are.
Okay, yeah. So that's interesting. Well, here's the deal. We all know that it's been canceled at HBO. But she just signed a big deal with Apple TV Plus. So I'm wondering if they're going to continue this story, will it be continued over in Apple?
It also depends on the contract for the IP. What was the contract with the IP? Is the IP locked in with HBO, or was it just a one? Was it just a one series deal? Which if HBO is calling it out as being canceled, I would think I would be under the impression that it wasn't just a one series deal, especially if there's a season 2 Bible, then it wasn't. There had to be a pitch for it. There had to be a whole thing going for it. So I would think that the IP rights is probably still with HBO and something that's probably going to have to be bought out. And the other thing too is with AT&T trying to pull out of being a part of Warner Brothers HBO, of that whole. That whole thing. I wonder if that's an effect of it too. Because they just brought in Discovery Plus. So could it be a trimming of the fat? And
could be. It's a shame because Warner Brothers, I believe, is just so freaking. They got the schlep rock, man. Like they're so.
Man, the schlep rock.
They got the schlep rock, man. They got so much bad luck, dude. It's like no one wants to deal with them. Like AT&T came in with a plan, man. They were like, "Yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna do that," and they started doing it. But I think I think all of the pushback and all the craziness is going over at Warner Brothers. They're like, yo, I can't deal with this. We're not dealing with this.
And also HBO Max not performing as they felt it should have at this point, especially not keeping up with with Disney Plus, and as well as you said with the other streaming services. Which, for example, like CBS actually already had their streaming service. The only thing they did was they just revamped it, just came up with another name, and now just came up with another name, and now it's called Paramount Plus, which also brought in all of Paramount
movies
library.
And stuff like that. Yeah, all of their whole catalogs. Yeah. So that's that. We'll see how that turns out with but they did get, I believe, did I quote that right? Was it 18 nominations?
It's like between 13 and 18 nominations or something like that they got. They were up. They definitely were up there with The Mandalorian and a couple of others. That got high ratings, which is going to make them look a little bit silly right now. You're canceling the show. They got all of those nominations. Now, if it comes back with at least 5 wins of those nominations, it's going to be a little bit of a dilemma.
It's going to be kind of a little pie on their face or egg on their face.
I don't think so. I'm gonna say why, because it's Warner Brothers. Remember, they had a show on that I used to love, the First Ladies Detective Club with Jill Scott. Got all kind of raves, and they canceled after 1 season. They just been stringing out. Well, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. Nope.
Never bring it back.
But they only do that with they only do it with their black shows. So that's a whole other thing.
Isn't that interesting?
What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink. You're
doing that. You cancel Cyborg, but now you want to turn around and do a Superman movie when you got The Rock over here trying to do Black Adam. But I digress.
I digress, exactly. It's just like, what the hell, man? Speaking of The Rock, they just wrapped. He just wrapped his filming. I don't know if they got any other filming, but he's wrapped for sure of his principal photography of Black Adam. So he just, there was a clip he put out there where he just, giving everybody a nice, thank you. And I think they did like a raffle type thing where each of their like different not categories, departments would win money. I think throughout the production, they've been putting money in a pot, and I think it was like 10 G's. It was in there, something like that. And like, there's 3 winners. There's 20%, 30%, and 50% of the pot, or something like that. Yeah, that's how he's doing it. So they were drawing those things and giving out. I think like someone from the electric department won. I think one of the ADs won, and then like someone else too. So it was cool. Sounds good, man. He's done. So we just be waiting on post production as far as that goes. Black Adam,
And then you got Henry Cavill supposedly going to be in the new in the next Shazam movie. So, there's still rumors flying around that he is gonna appear in Black Adam somewhere. There's still rumors flying around. No pun intended, flying around. But so we're not sure, but it hasn't went away. And no one has confirmed or denied it, so we'll go from there. Who else? So it says a total of.
I'm gonna be honest with you. All that stuff sounds nice, but it's Warner Brothers. I don't trust.
No, you can't. You can't trust them
until I see it on the big screen.
You actually see
when
it.
I actually see it, then I'll believe it.
Then you can say, with them, you really have to do that. So it says here, HBO and HBO Max combined to take a leading 130 total nominations at the Emmys. That's just HBO and HBO Max combined. Followed closely behind Netflix with 129. Then Disney Plus had a significant jump from last year with 71 nominations in its second year.
And a nice portion of them are for Marvel movies.
Yeah,
from Marvel
WandaVision.
projects.
WandaVision has it says WandaVision. It says
That's
here
5, I think.
So Netflix, The Crown, and Disney Plus, The Mandalorian tied for a leading 24 nominations each,
Yeah.
followed by Marvel and Disney Plus WandaVision with 23 nominations for WandaVision, and Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale with 21.
Now I want to sidetrack for 1 second. Now explain this to me. Now, WandaVision, we expected that. We expected that from the other shows, from the other companies, but now you get Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle had about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and he gets nominated.
He gets nominated. He gets nominated as guest appearance, but nobody else from Falcon and the Winter Soldier gets nominated for any actor categories. But
that was weird.
They did get nominated in 5 other categories, but they didn't get 4 other categories, but they didn't get nominated for any best actor.
That was weird too. I thought that was very weird. I don't know what that came from. And it's funny, Don Cheadle's had the perfect response. He was just like, well, deal with it or something like that. He said, he was like, what? He's like, I'm surprised too. Deal with it.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm surprised too. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand how that happens.
But he ain't gonna reject it either, especially if he wins. So
no, he's not especially if he wins. But you can't. I don't totally dismiss it because I can't see. I can totally see people who have to nominate or people who make their votes saying, "What? A black Captain America? I'm not doing that. Fuck out of here. I'll have control over something. Oh, you'll get nominated, but for a black Captain America, no, we ain't having that. We will not have that."
We'll go with Rhodey. He's a good token.
He's a good token military American. We'll go with Rhodey. It doesn't surprise me. Even with one of my colleagues said that, listen, it's one of my colleagues I'll take a bullet for. Just dead ass. Like I've been working with this guy now for over 15 years. Like that's my man. But he's still. When we had a discussion in the office about there being a black Green Lantern, this mug turned beet red. Like he was upset. Like there is no way. There is no way there's a black. I'm like John Stewart.
Like, bruh, John Stewart. And Green Lantern forever.
And what was beautiful, exactly. What was beautiful was one of my other European American workmates happened to drift by the office as we were talking, and there was a female on top of all of that. And Carrie popped her head in the office, and she was like, "I was like, Carrie, there's a black Green Lantern, isn't there?" She said, "Yeah, John Stewart." I was surprised she even knew the answer.
That's hilarious. Yeah, John Stewart. Like she's saying it like, duh.
Don't you know that?
It's like was Derek Jeter a Yankee?
But here's the funny thing, and it's funny that he knows that. But it's funny that he reacts that way because the younger generations, that came after us, they know John Stewart.
John Stewart, yep,
more than Hal Jordan because we know Hal Jordan because he's from the comics.
Right?
But. John Stewart was in the Justice League cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the millennials and people that came after us that watched, and the younger generation X that watched the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons, that was straight John Stewart. You know what I'm saying?
And again, I say that to say also, here you go, Warner Brothers. You're so determined to do a black Superman. Meanwhile, you got John Stewart.
You got John Stewart over there. The Green Lantern. Yeah, they supposed to been doing a Green Lantern Corps. Who knows what's gonna become of that?
Listen. I'll put money on it.
That's 20 years.
We'll never see a John Stewart.
That's 20 years. What?
And we'll never, and you'll never see, and you'll never see a John Stewart.
Wow.
Not from Warner Brothers.
No, you will.
The only way you'll see a John Stewart.
We just won't see it in our lifetime.
Well, either we won't see it in our lifetime, or if DC gets bought out by another company, as if to say
that gives a damn.
that gives a damn, that goes and buys DC for Warner Brothers and just totally takes it from them. That's the only way we're going to see that.
One of our guests in the chat room said, "Well, I guess Jon Stewart doesn't count." Yeah, right. That's what it seems like it. But like I said, the younger generation, they know Jon Stewart more than even Hal Jordan because they remember it from the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, he was big. He was on both Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. You know what I'm saying? And they only really guest starred Hal Jordan in some episodes. And Hal Jordan ends up in the movies a lot. Like when they do the animated films, they usually have Hal Jordan. But in the actual cartoon, that was Jon Stewart all day.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he had hair in Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited, he had shaved his head. He had bald head. So he was in it both times. So I mean, it's very, and they're pushing that now in the Arrowverse because John Diggle is becoming the Green Lantern.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
but they'll find a way to screw that up too because.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hopefully not, because it's TV, and they tend to get TV right. So let's not put the juju on that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the schlep rock, right?
I don't trust Warner Brothers not one damn bit.
No,
not one. Until I actually see it on screen, I'm like, oh wow, they really. And you can say, oh wow, they really did it.
Yeah,
but until I wouldn't trust the motherfucker. I wouldn't trust the motherfuckers to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Nah, yeah,
and that's what peanut butter and jelly. That's what Smucker's peanut butter and jelly, which is both mixed in the same damn jar.
I know.
How could you get that wrong?
You end up with peanut butter and honey.
From peanut butter and jelly in the same jar.
Yeah,
you can mess that up.
Yeah. So here, let's just run down real quick. So. Here's a full list right here. Drama series. The Boys is nominated on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgerton from Netflix. The Crown, which is a heavy favorite. The Handmaid's Tale, another favorite. This is a good category. Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, Pose on FX. That's like the only network one so far. FX, and then This Is Us. We all know about them on NBC. So in this category, the only actual network is FX and NBC. Everything else is streaming or premium, right? So I mean, HBO is a network, but now everything that comes on HBO is available on HBO Max for the most part. So it's almost like still streaming. You know what I mean?
Well, and technically speaking, that HBO Cinemax and HBO Cinemax Stars and what's the other one? HBO Showtime.
They're all premium.
They're all premium, but technically are all premium streaming services because even when
they all got their own streaming. Yeah,
exactly.
They all got their own streaming, and everything you can see on there, you can see on their streaming.
Exactly.
So they kind of fall in that category too. But FX holding on, and NBC comedy series Blackish, ABC. Now this tends to be more networks, but not even. You got Blackish on ABC. We know them. That's veteran. Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Why is that? Why is that? I want to pause for a second. Why is Cobra? Now, I haven't watched one episode of Cobra Kai.
It's not a comedy.
There's nothing funny about Cobra Kai. Is this another like when they did with it wasn't Black Panther? What movie was that?
No, they did it with Judas and the Black Priest when they had they had Lakeith Stansfield in supporting when he was the lead of the
movie.
Same deal. It's just weird. I don't know if they're just trying to get it a nomination. But see, what happens is now let's not always blame the Emmys because you have to submit these things.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making up. Like, why? What was that? Was that the only category you thought you could win in?
Maybe they just wanted to, they're trying to
I
figure,
think that's cheating. I think that's cheating. I call BS on that because
Yeah.
if your
it's
show
kind of a cheating, but at the same time, if it's really going against in the comedy category, I don't even think that's a smart move. Because now you have, all right, so you got Blackish, which is truly a comedy. All the rest of them, Emily in Paris on Netflix. I don't know about that one. Hacks on HBO Max. The Flight Attendant. Now,
that
the Flight
was funny.
Attendant, that was funny. That had some funny
Yeah.
stuff.
It was funny as hell.
But it's a drama, though. It's not a comedy. It's a
dramedy.
But it was
it's
both.
A dramedy.
Yeah,
it was a
exactly,
dramedy.
exactly.
It could end up in both. It was more drama series, but it had, it was because, as a matter of fact, there's a great interview with Actors on Actors where Kaylee Cuoco and Elizabeth Olsen are interviewing each other. And they're talking about, obviously, WandaVision and also Elizabeth Olsen's other one. What was the other one she has? Sorry for Your Loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were talking about that, and they were talking about The Flight Attendant. Now, they were saying, Kaylee was saying that when she read the book that it's based on, and some of the first draft of the script, she said it was very, very dark. She's like, there was no comedy in it. It was very dark. She kind of added the comedy, feel to it, coming from sitcoms,
Yeah, just her performance, and even if she didn't do it on purpose, it still happened.
She said she purposely did it because she was a producer on that.
Mm-hmm.
She was a producer.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a producer. So they were talking as actors going into becoming producers because Lizzie Olsen also produced Sorry for Your Loss.
Mm-hmm.
So and she had a lot of input on WandaVision, but she obviously didn't produce that. But they were talking. It was great. I love the Actors on Actors, like very intense stuff when they really are just. You get two actors that of course they may know each other, but they're not like friends. Like you bring in two actors together that may not have worked together, whatever. Like they had Michael B. Jordan and Charlize Theron. They did one. That was cool. Michael B. Jordan and Charlize Theron did one. There's a lot of them, but that's one of the more recent ones because they were talking about. Because remember, both shows filmed during the pandemic. The Flight Attendant and WandaVision. Yeah. So they talked about a lot of interesting stuff. But anyway, so the Flight Attendant, the Kaminsky Method, then Pen 15 on Hulu, Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus. That's that limited series. I May Destroy You, HBO. What a name. HBO. Mayor of Easttown, HBO again.
She's
the Queen's Gambit and Netflix.
Another good one.
That's another good. Then The Underground Railroad on Amazon Prime, and WandaVision is in limited series because she actually spilled the little tea in that episode, in that little interview thing. She's like, "Nah, they won't be coming back for another season. It's truly a limited series."
Yeah. But they said they had said that a while ago, though.
Right.
We had all pretty much kind of knew that it was going to possibly tie into why I quote air quote allegedly possibly tie into Doctor Strange and
it's definitely and I mean that and Loki and all of that ties in now. As a matter of fact, there was word that Loki is going to be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Makes sense. It makes sense
because she's definitely in it. Wanda's definitely.
She was talking about it. She was saying, she literally finished WandaVision and flew out a week later to Europe to shoot her part for Doctor Strange. So she was like, isolated all that time.
But I'm just gonna let y'all know ahead of time. The two, and listen, WandaVision was dope, but I'm telling you right now, for that category, it's going to be either Marv of Easttown, or it's going to be what was the other one? It slipped my mind just that fast. So what was the other nominations for that again?
What?
For that last category, you said WandaVision, Mayor of Easttown.
The last one I said was
That's probably
WandaVision, but
gonna
it
be
was
winner right there, Mary Easttown.
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown. What was the other one? There was another one that you said, Wes.
it was I May Destroy You, Mayor of Easttown, The Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. That's the other one. It's between those two, and maybe I May Destroy You, but it's definitely going to be either Mayor of Easttown or Queen's Gambit for limited series. I'd be surprised if WandaVision pulls that off.
Okay.
I'd be really surprised.
Lead actor in a drama series: Sterling K. Brown, of course, for This Is Us; Jonathan Majors for Lovecraft Country; Josh O'Connor for The Crown; his name is Regine Page for Bridgerton; and Billy Porter for Pose; and Matthew Reyes for Perry Mason.
It's either going to be the Bridgerton guy. What's his face? It probably Jonathan Majors may scoop by, but that's either Billy Porter or the other guy from Bridgerton. It's one of those two.
Yeah. So, okay. So next up is lead actress in a drama series. That would be Uza Aduba in Treatment, Olivia Colman, The Crown, Emma Corrin, The Crown, Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale, MJ Rodriguez, Pose, Journey Smollett, and then Journey Smollett for Lovecraft Country.
It's either going to be Olivia Colman or Homegirl from Pose. It's going to be one of them two. I'm sorry, Journey. You're fine. You're beautiful. You're it. You carried Lovecraft Country very well. But
damn well.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it is going to be MJ Rodriguez simply because the Academy want to show that we are diversifying because she is a transgender. It's going to be her. Though really, it should be Journey Smollett. Honestly, that's who it should be. It should be Journey Smollett.
Yeah.
As good as Lovecraft was, I don't think if you had someone else playing her role, would it be that great?
She bought it.
No.
She bought it real good. She bought it. She really did a thing. Okay, so lead actor in a comedy series: Anthony Anderson for Blackish, Michael Douglas for The Kominsky Method, William H. Macy, Shameless, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, and Kenan Thompson for Kenan.
Yeah, Ted Lasso or
Shameless, probably Shameless.
Yeah.
Macy.
Yeah,
probably
because the show ended. And he died.
Yeah.
So but he's gonna win it.
Spoiler alert. But lead actress in a comedy series: Adie Bryant, Shrill, Kaylee Cuoco in The Flight Attendant, Allison Jenny for Mom, and Tracy Ellis Ross for Blackish, and Jean Smart for Hacks. That's a tough one. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I know this. You got your vets in there, Allison and Tracy Ellis Ross, but Kaylee Cuoco did the damn thing in that show.
Yeah,
she
it's her.
built the flight attendant, man.
Yeah,
I mean, even, they would talk about that in their interview. Even Elizabeth Olsen was giving her so much credit. She was like, "Yo, I'm telling." She's like, because she's saying that, because Kaylee was saying, because coming from so much of sitcom, she's not used to one camera shoots and cameras being this close, tight shots like this, framing her. And she was like,
very intimate shots.
Very intimate shots. She's like, I'm not used to that. But then Elizabeth's like, yeah, but you killed it. She was like, you really told a story in your face, in your
listen, say that again, Wes. Say that again.
She said she told a story in her facial expression.
Yeah.
Like acting, that was like really like masterclass acting, because you can go from she's going from being funny in 1 second to being very, very emotional, serious, crying, that scared out of her mind, like in her face, and she really did her thing, man.
Yeah,
I had a
because
lot of respect for her.
her character being so emotionally broken and damaged, the way she I mean, she literally, the way she literally carried that, and not to turn this into a whole thing about her, but the way she carried that character with the fragility and just the the fragility, but the toughness of it. Here, spoiler alert for those who don't know. Alcohol is my crutch. This is my chosen. She's almost like she almost takes the method that most comedians take of how they hide their pain, and she took that and brought that into her performance. It was it was just
that's
a beautiful thing.
She really,
it ain't Penny that you're looking at in that one. It ain't Penny.
Yeah, it's not Penny. And a lot of people joke and say, "Oh, this is just Penny on the airplane." She dug so further into that. Penny was it was done as for jokes. For she just drank a lot. It was very like nonchalant, and people just feel like she doesn't realize she's an alcoholic because she drinks so much. But no, the way she did this, she killed it. So, lead actor in a limited series or movie. Paul Bettany for WandaVision, Hugh Grant for The Undoing, Ewan McGregor for Halston, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Hamilton, and you're not gonna be dissing Lin-Manuel, son. That dude's a genius. Leslie Odom Jr. for Hamilton.
Hey man, in the Heights is not killing it. It did not kill it this summer.
No,
I'm just saying.
That's all good. That don't mean it was. It's not killing it for other reasons. That don't mean it wasn't brilliantly put together.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Lin-Manuel Miranda on stage is a killer. His stage performance is a killer. You can't deny that. But it's very difficult taking your Broadway production and turn them into a feature-length film. That's a whole nother story.
But once again, Ralph, it's not that it was a bad film. It has nothing to do with it. It caught all of that. It caught all of that flack. It caught all of that flack because of
representation,
the colorism situation, representation, or whatever.
And I'll take back what I said. I don't mean F him as far as I mean the overheads of him. So I take back when I say him.
It doesn't make it a bad film, but we're living in a culture now that certain things can dictate how your film goes. When it comes to the court of public opinion, if it's already guilty in the court of public opinion, it's going to affect your sales in your film. That's just the way it is. Look what happened to Birth of a Nation. It was winning all of the awards at Sundance. In the film, didn't do anything.
And because he got labeled as a rapist.
He got labeled. Right, he got labeled as a rapist. Next thing you know, the film did nothing. That film was
he was found innocent.
Yeah,
he was found innocent by a court of law. He was found to be innocent.
He was acquitted. Yeah, he was acquitted.
I didn't say it was a bad film. I just said when you say he's a genius, like that just didn't hit.
No, he was being genius. That's Wes being sarcastic because he know where I'm coming from on it. When you said he's a genius.
Yeah. I'm saying if you're a genius, no matter what you put out, people are going to flock to it. Like,
no, that's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all, man. I mean, how many bad records? Even though he was doing it on purpose, but how many bad record sales that Prince have? Prince is definitely a genius.
You can't even use him. You can't even use him as an example because even his bad music was good.
Exactly. I can't.
Yeah, but sales. We talk. If you
but sales. Right. Yeah, you're going by sales. Right.
You go strictly on sales. That's what I mean. So you can't say just because you're a genius, everything you put out, everyone's going to flock to it. That's not true.
No,
that's not true. Especially if it comes under fire for something. You know what I mean? Then that changes the whole dynamic.
I'm lost. What did it come under fire with anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, Prince? Well, no, Prince didn't come under fire.
No, he's talking about
in the Heights.
He's talking about
in the Heights. Oh, colorism. the fact how they just basically took the Washington Heights is mainly a Dominican neighborhood for the most part. It has been for decades.
Right. So people was not to cut you off, Kev. Long story short, people were upset because they felt that enough darker skin Latinos was not represented in the film, and because of the Heights has a lot of dark skin. Now I told you, me and Kev talked about this off the air. For one, I look at things differently. I was just like, well, I feel like that'd be more of a problem if you were doing like an actual movie talking about the Heights. This is a musical. I was just like, it didn't come across to me like that.
It's representing the Heights. That's what it's talking about.
It's representing the Heights, but it's representing also a family. Remember, it's also the main character are. There's this family that's in there that happen to live in the Heights, and then the other characters. I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I think they really made too much of a big deal of it, and for what it is, because you know what? It's his damn musical. He could put what the hell he wants.
Definitely. Listen, definitely, 100% with that. But,
and it's just like the affirmative action situation, which I, for one, don't even really support it like that, because I want the best person, period. And I want the best person of color. Wait, let me finish. I don't want to go off on that tangent. I'm just saying that with that situation, if he's got whoever he casts, we don't know what his process was for casting. Whoever he cast, obviously he felt was the best person to deliver that role, whatever the case may be. Now, Lin-Manuel Miranda did Hamilton, and during Hamilton, he cast a lot of characters of color that in positions of of people. I'm just using as an example, but my point is, I think for doing that, he should at least get the benefit of the doubt, and people, was going in on him.
He don't because of his father. He don't because of his father and his family.
I'm not going with that sins of the father. If sins of the father don't count for Trump, then sins of the father shouldn't count for nobody.
They do count for him, because he's still the son of a Klansman. I don't care what nobody says.
But he was the president.
He's the president, son of a Klansman. Still,
he was.
Regardless, whatever.
I can understand that if you have this movie In the Heights, which is about Latino people, I'm gonna keep it like that, Latino people, and you now have an entirely white cast, then I would understand.
It wasn't, but it wasn't white. Yeah, exactly. I know you said you could understand that, but it was Latinos, just lighter skinned Latinos.
Right, but that's the issue, because when you come from Puerto Rico, which is the natives of Puerto Rico are Tiano and African, or you come from Dominican Republic, where the conquerors of the Dominican Republic and of that area was France for the Haitians and Spain for the Dominicans, but the Dominicans that were native there are the natives that was the Aboriginals that were there, and African, and more African than anything else.
Exactly, and I get all that, dude. But with all of that being said, it's a freaking musical. It's a musical.
But Chad, not for nothing. Isn't all the things you said as far as knocking from? Isn't it kind of like reaching? Like it's like
no, brother. It's not. But it's not reaching. I'll tell you why it's not reaching. It's not reaching for two reasons. One, because the funny side of that is, the people that are complaining about it for years, colorism has been such a strong thing, and it's not just there. It's in India. It's in a lot of different countries that they do a lot with colorism.
Yeah, well, it's with black folks. I know. I've been a victim of it.
Right, so. And that's the other side of it. Mostly in my teenage years, I mostly dated Dominican women. I mostly dated Trini and Jamaican women. And for the most part, especially when it came to Dominican women, it's marry white and better the race. Oh, Kevin's a nice guy, but you could do better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see,
so it's real.
Once again, I know it's all real and all of that stuff, but like once again, he ain't sitting there talking about real top. It's a musical, and I
No,
looked at it differently.
I understand that, but I understand that. But what I'm saying is,
it's like West Side Story. West Side Story didn't even have a lot of.
Forget West Side Story. I'm sorry, and Kev, I get where you're coming from, but I'm gonna put it like this: how many of us like Scarface? You got an Italian playing a Cuban.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Nobody.
But remember, here's why nobody said it. One, because of the job that he did with the character.
Doesn't matter about the job.
Two. Also, wait, let me finish. Two, also because of the supporting cast that was around him. That's the reason why nobody really had a problem with it. Nobody really had a problem with that. But also back then, it wasn't that the issue of again, also the other side of it too. You're talking about Cubans, which. Ain't nobody really around that time. Ain't nobody really dealing about Cubans because Cubans are communists. So it's just like they don't matter. That's pretty much what it was washed up to. That's why nobody really argued that point. That's the other reason why nobody argued.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this. Okay. It shouldn't matter. If the people in the movie can do the job, then
it's not just about the people in the movie. You got to understand the reason why people have something to say is because it's not showing the diversity of that neighborhood. If you're talking about it's in the Heights, then you're talking about Washington Heights. Washington Heights is yes, it's Puerto Rican and black, but it's mainly Dominicans. A lot of Dominicans live in the Heights.
And like I said, now from a casting standpoint, yeah, maybe you could cast it more background Dominicans, but guess what? You're gonna cast the best people for the leads.
Exactly, best people for the job.
Especially, first of all, he already had it set up that my man who was going to be that lead,
which was
all the way
nothing,
from Hamilton. You know what I mean?
There is nothing wrong with him. As far as him playing that character, nothing wrong with him playing that character.
And what about the dude? What about my man who played Dr. Dre? What was he supposed to be? Just a black guy? Was he supposed to be Dominican or something like that?
I'm not sure. I think he's just a black guy in neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he was. He wasn't.
He didn't have no Jerry curl. I'm sorry. He didn't have no Jerry curl.
Yeah. He was just a dude in the neighborhood as far as I can tell.
But let's before we just stay on harping on that, let's continue with the thing. So those were the people: Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton and Lin-Manuel. Those are the last two in that category, and that's for lead actor in a limited series or movie. I think Hamilton's been too old, too far gone to get any of these wins. So I think it's going to go to either Ewan McGregor for Halston or maybe I think it's going to go to him. It could go to Leslie Odom from Hamilton, but I don't know. But
it could be Hugh Grant from The Undoing.
For Undoing could be that too.
Oh, so it's going to be him for The Undoing.
Probably be him for The Undoing. Yeah. So lead actress in a limited series, a movie. Michaela Cole for I May Destroy You. Cynthia Erivo for Genius, Aretha. And then you got Elizabeth Olsen for WandaVision. Anya Taylor-Joy for The Queen's Gambit, and Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. So
it's gonna be Anya Taylor-Joy. Although no disrespect to Winslet, it should be Winslet, but Anya Taylor-Joy is like the it girl now.
Right.
It's going to be her.
Queen's Gambit, yeah. Okay, variety talk series. Conan, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I don't even know who that is. And the Late Show. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So we have I'm not sure take that. Maybe Stephen Colbert. Or maybe Trevor.
Nah. Personally, I think they may give it to Conan since Conan ended the show.
Yeah.
But it should be John. Really, it should be John Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it really should be. It should be John Oliver.
Okay. So competition program. The Amazing Race. That's still on? I didn't even know The Amazing Race was still briefing, son.
I am dying to do The Amazing Race.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was still on. So you got Amazing Race. You got Nailed It. You got RuPaul's Drag Race. And then you got Top Chef and The Voice. Competition show. I can see The Voice winning it, taking it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Top Chef. Everyone likes to watch cooking shows. And I'd be getting intense. Top Chef be getting intense. Speaking of those shows that I watch, you know, you see like what's that show? I don't know where that falls under. It might be in these categories. All right, so television movie. Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square. Okay. Oslo. Robin Roberts presents Mahalia, and then Sylvie's Love and Uncle Frank. I don't know any of these movies, honestly. I heard about.
I'm just gonna
I
say,
never heard. I mean, I heard of the Mahalia thing.
Mahalia. I mean, she was talking about Mahalia Jackson. The
yeah.
famous. Oh, okay.
But,
all right, I'll root for that. My grandmother
anything,
used to love Mahalia Jackson. Used to play her when she was a gospel singer. She used to play.
Yeah, anything with Robin Roberts and Dolly Parton, I'm in for.
Dolly Parton.
So either one of those two.
Okay, next category: supporting actor in a drama series. Supporting actor in a drama series: Giancarlo Esposito, The Mandalorian. O.T. Fag. I don't know how to say his name. Fagbini. I don't know how to say his last name. The Handmaid's Tale. John Lithgow for Perry Mason. Tobias Menzies for The Crown. Max Minghala for The Handmaid's Tale. Why do these people got these weird behind names in these shows? I can't even say.
I need a thesaurus.
Yeah, right. I need a thesaurus here.
Yeah. Like John
Sullivan.
Clark. Okay, that's pretty easy.
Can I get John? Yeah, can I get a freaking Joe Blow? Something. Chris Sullivan. Yeah, finally a regular name. Chris Sullivan. This Is Us. Bradley Whitford, The Handmaid's Tale, and Michael K. Williams for Lovecraft Country. So that's supporting.
I'm still going with Michael K. Williams, man. He
can take it.
That scene
no
where
pun
he is looking at his, that scene where he is talking to his son about when he was his age, when he's first thinking about it, man. He's going to win on that scene alone. Scene alone.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see. Okay, supporting actor in a comedy series, or did I go? No, I'm sorry. Supporting actress in drama series. Gillian Anderson. Wow, that's right. She is in that show, The Crown, X-Files. Gillian Anderson for The Crown. Helena Botham Carter from The Crown. Madeline Brewer, Handmaid's Tale. Anne Dowd, Handmaid's Tale.
Angeline Ellis.
Angeline Ellis from Lovecraft Country. That was the sister, right? Was she the
that was the wife.
That was the wife. Okay.
That was the wife.
All right, cool. Emerald Fennell from The Crown. Yvonne Straskowski from The Handmaid's Tale. And it's Samira Wiley from Handmaid's Tale. It's like Handmaid's Tale all over the damn place. I mean, that's why they got all these nominations, I guess. Supporting actor in a comedy series. Carl Clemens Hopkins from Hacks. Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso. Brendan Hunt from Ted Lasso. There's 3 Ted Lassos in a row with Nick Mohammed, Ted Lasso. Paul Reiser, The Kaminsky Method. Jeremy Swift, Ted Lasso again. Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live. And Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live.
Man, give that to Kenan Thompson. Let the man have. Yo, just from that skit last year where they was doing the Village People, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Just for that, he deserves it.
Yeah.
that was
And
like the
I loved him in the skit with where he was Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben,
Exactly.
yo, that.
Oh
Oh my God!
She said, well, I'm at your mama. He was like, Uncle,
All I know is rice, green rice,
all I
yellow
know is
rice, Sonic.
Sonic. Yeah.
Give that to him. Give that to that man. That man deserves it.
Keenan been putting in work, man. That's saying that live. I didn't know.
I think he's been there like 13 years.
He's been there that long? No,
yeah, he's been there a long time.
That flew by. Yeah. That flew by then. Because I mean, shoot, I still remember Keenan from all that.
Yeah.
On Nickelodeon and the Keenan and Kel show, you know.
Hey Keenan, man, it might be a good idea, man. Maybe you should reach out to Kel. Like, I'm sure he needs a lifeline. Like, maybe
Kel was on the show. He had his own show on Disney.
Yeah, but
he was doing his thing. He's all right. He had his own show on Disney as well. I forgot the name of it, but he, doing his thing, whatever. But it'd be cool to see. I think the last time they were together was on Wild 'N Out.
Exactly. I would love to see the two of them do that now as full grown adults. Like,
yeah, that'd be
15
funny.
years later.
They need to do that on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live.
Did though. I think they did do a Good Burger skit on Saturday Night Live one time. But anyway, supporting actress in comedy series, Edie Bryant, Saturday Night Live, or Edie Bryant, Saturday Night Live. Hannah Inbender from Hacks. I'm terrible at names. This is killing me. I wish y'all have some regular names, man. Kate McKinnon, there's a regular name for Saturday Night Live. Rosie Perez for the flight attendant. Cicely Strong for Saturday Night Live, and Juno Temple, Ted Lasso. Hannah Waddingham, Ted Lasso. Kate McKinnon is always, she's that ish.
Yeah.
She does her thing. Supporting actor in a limited series or a movie. Thomas Brody's Sangster, The Queen's Gambit. David Diggs Hamilton. What's his name? I'm saying it looked like it's Papa.
Papa Isadu?
Isadu. It's not Papa. It can't be Papa. But anyway, maybe. I may destroy you. Jonathan Groff Hamilton. Evan Peters, male of Easttown. And then Anthony Ramos Hamilton. That's the dude who starred in The Heights, right? Was that him? Anthony Ramos? I think that might have been him.
I think so.
The guy from Hamilton who starred.
Well, he's not. Well, Mars. If that's the guy, that's Mars from.
From the show. From the show. Yeah. She's gotta have
it.
Oh, maybe I don't know. But supporting actress in limited series or movie: Renee Elise Goldsberry Hamilton. Catherine Hahn, WandaVision. Oh, that's the winner right there. All along.
That's the winner right there.
Yeah. I think she's gonna win that. She killed it though. But
I think she's gonna win that one. Come on. When you had like
yeah, she
had
like
a week where she had like the top song on iTunes with that Agatha song. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, really? For real. Julianne Nicholson, Mayor of Easttown. Jean Smart, Mayor of Easttown. And then Philippa Sue Hamilton. Okay, I'm going with Agatha. I'm pulling for her. Here we go. This is what we talked about, Kev, at the top of the show. Guest actor in a drama series. Don Cheadle, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Guest actor. He was a guest actor for what? A minute? 2 minutes, maybe.
Shit,
He's like 2 minutes on screen.
So was Miss Dreyfus, but is she gonna get it? Is she gonna get
it? Yeah, exactly. Charles Dance, The Crown, Timothy Oliphant, The Mandalorian. I liked his guest appearance in The Mandalorian. That was good.
Yeah,
Courtney B. Vance, though. But I think Courtney
he is always Timothy Olyphant, he is everything he's in. He is good. He kills it.
Yeah. What was that show? He's Justified. That was my show.
That was
that show.
That was the joint.
That show was my show, boy. Justified. Woo. That dude killed a lot of people.
Yo, he is one of those slept upon actors, but when you put no matter what you put him in, he just wrecks it. It's like he just owns it.
Yeah. So they got Courtney B. Vance in Lovecraft Country, and then Carl Weathers in The Mandalorian. So that's a good category.
But wait. But isn't Carl Weathers a featured a regular actor in The Mandalorian?
Not in the first season. I think he's season. Now he's a recurring.
As of the second season, he's a recurring character. Actually, no. In the first season, he did come back on.
Yeah, he came back a couple times. Yeah. But he wasn't. I guess he wasn't considered part of the cast yet. It's all about how you build, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Guest actress in a drama series: Alexis Blundell, Handmaid's Tale; Claire Foy, The Crown; McKenna Grace, The Handmaid's Tale; Sophie Okonedo, Ratchet. I never heard of that. And then Felicia Rashad, This Is Us. It'd be nice to see Felicia get it. We don't know.
Nope. She hugged Cosby, so
yeah.
White America's not gonna be.
I'm sorry. I can't hold that against Mrs. Cosby. She's always Mrs. Cosby. She's never Felicia Rashad.
Exactly. Address her correctly.
Mrs. Cosby or Mrs. Creed. One of the
Miss Huxtable.
Mrs. Huxtable.
Mrs. Huxtable or Mrs. Creed. One of the two.
You will always address her as Mrs. Huxtable.
Mrs. Huxtable.
That Mount Rushmore that everybody sits under her at is under Claire Huxtable. That's what Mrs. Huxtable. That says Mrs. Huxtable, the leader of Mount Rushmore. That's what it says. It says Miss Huxtable.
You know what's funny? Speaking of Mount Rushmore, she might be one of the only ones that ends up on like 3 or 4 of them because she's on the one for TV moms. She's on the one for TV, just TV women in sitcoms, like black women in sitcoms, and then she's on mine. I'm sorry, especially when it first started. She's on mine for the hottest TV moms. I'm putting her on that too.
Listen. Like I said, when you say Mount Rushmore and you look up there, the only face you see is Mrs. Claire Huxtable.
I'm just like, I'm putting her on my Mount Rushmore of hot TV moms. I'm going with her.
Damn, that's gonna be a good one. We ain't did that one, but
we gotta do that one. We gotta do that one next. I'm going with her, and I definitely gotta put George Lopez's wife. The one.
Oh my
George
God!
Lopez.
Yes,
she gotta go on there. She was hot. She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I gotta put her there. No, I'm just saying I gotta put her on there.
Yeah. She's that.
I'm going with Carrie Heffernan. Yeah, but she wasn't a mom. She doesn't count because she wasn't a mom.
Okay,
that's a TV moms.
But still, they're those little trophies you get at the Washington Mint at the little warehouse. They're the little small mini Mount Rushmores. They're down there with the rocks at the bottom after they finish chiseling out Claire Huxtable.
Who was a hot TV mom? We'll go back to that.
Vanessa Del Rio.
That's a good one. We have to do that again. Who'd you say?
Who was a hot?
Vanessa Del Rio was a good mom.
Wow. Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. Actually, what do you call it though? What about old girl from what's her name? The Spanish one from the Latina chick from Modern Family. Who's married?
Lord have mercy. Have mercy.
Yeah, she's definitely.
Sorry, Claire. Sorry, Miss Huxtable.
She's definitely on that. Because she was a mom. She was a mom in that show.
Yeah,
so you gotta
She's a mom. She's a mom with.
We'll do that.
Mom with legs.
Does Peg Bundy get into the top?
It's possible. Peg might
Peg Bundy
was a hot mom now.
Peg was a hot mom. She was a hot mom, and she
At that time, she was one of the only ones. Around that time, she was one of the only ones, other than Claire Huxtable.
Yeah,
you know, like she was a hot mom.
Yeah, she was a hot mom, and then she turned into trailer trash mom.
Yeah, I know. She goes from hot mom to hot trailer trash mom. Let's finish this out. Guest actor on a comedy series. Alec Baldwin.
I got to go back to that woman. I know this is for me because I thought she was hot. I'm putting on their marquee post for Night Court. There's something about that chick that I was like, wow, man, Harry should have been rushing into that way back there. That's just me. On my TV.
Oh, okay. So guest actor in a comedy series. Alec Baldwin, Saturday Night Live. Dave Chappelle, Saturday Night Live. He should win that. He killed it. His episode was hilarious.
That shit was funny.
Morgan Freeman, the Kaminsky Method. Yo, this show, Kaminsky Method, all I've been seeing from it is classic actors. Like I've been seeing a lot of vets on this show.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, then Daniel Kaluuya in Saturday Night Live, and Daniel Levy, Saturday Night Live. Let me tell you something. That's got to go to Dave Chappelle. His episode was one of the funniest episodes.
Just that one skit. I give white people security. My deep black voice gives white people security.
Look at David. Look at Peterson with those chocolate lips.
When he said, "These streets will eat you alive, you chocolatey nigga."
I couldn't. I was like, y'all.
Oh my god!
I said,
that is a forever classic for real.
Yeah, that would have been on the Chappelle Show if it wasn't on that Saturday Night Live. He wrote that skit.
Listen, I'm not. I know it's stupid of me to say this, but that's when I call Dave Chappelle a genius. Because I'm like, yo, he couldn't even help not to break character. He broke character. That's how funny that shit was. Oh my god.
Okay, so guest actors of comedy series: Jane Addams in Hacks, Yvette Nicole Brown in the Black Lady Sketch Show, Bernadette Peters, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, Issa Rae, the Black Lady Sketch Show, Maya Rudolph, Saturday Night Live, Kristen Wiig, Saturday Night Live.
Maya Rudolph, I'm sorry.
But I'm Aunt Jemima. She said, I'm Aunt Jemima.
No, you don't understand.
So they only have two in this category: variety sketch series, a Black Lady Sketch Show, and Saturday Night Live. Those are only two that's in that category.
I'm sorry, but that one, it's got to be a Black Lady Sketch Show.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That show is outrageous.
I heard it was funny. I never watched
it. The one episode where the girl is being broken up by the guy, and she said every time she breaks up, Patti LaBelle comes behind her and do a concert. So she's doing On My Own, right? And she's singing a song, and she was like, she came to the concert, and she was like, and it was the best ever. She's like, I like you, but I don't like your ass. You know, I ain't sitting here selling no pies. I'm singing my song On My Own.
Yo, they're stupid. So I'm jumping down, skipping over some of these things because they're, to me, and not important because I'm about reality series, stuff like that. So animated program, Big Mouth, Netflix, Bob's Burgers, that's still on, huh? Fox. What's that? Jenny Tarkovsky's Primal.
Never heard of it.
Adult Swim. And then The Simpsons on Fox and South Park, the pandemic special. I can't even imagine.
No Family Guy though.
No Family Guy there. Short form animated program, Love, Death, and Robots. Netflix. Maggie Simpson in The Force Awakens from the nap. The Force Awakens from its nap. That's on Disney. Once Upon a Showman, Disney Plus, and Robot Chicken, Adult Swim. That's that. I
have to give a quick nod to Space Jam for trying to pull off what the Simpsons pulled off.
What?
with trying to add all the stuff into their thing, like the Force Wakes Up. But they tried to put all this in anyway. I'm not gonna go into it, but Space Jam sucked.
Well, I mean, once again, I go back to the whole thing. It's a freaking kid cartoon. I mean, not cartoon, but it's a kid movie. What the hell? I don't judge kid movies like that.
And listen, Ready Player One should have taught them the lesson of what not to do, and they did it anyway.
It's still, you know what? Like I said, it was.
It was too much.
I'm not gonna sit there and judge a movie
They
like that.
reached.
People said that, you know, you got all of the, you got all. I'm dealing with all of these LeBron haters. LeBron James can't act. Well, neither could Michael Jordan.
No, neither could Michael Jordan. And I'm not even knocking LeBron James half-ass acting because it worked. It worked. What LeBron James was doing worked for what it was. But the half-ass. Anyway, let's get off it. Let's just leave it alone.
I ain't see it. I'm not interested in seeing it. I have no urgent desire right now to go see Space Jam 2. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Well, good. If you have the desire to do it, find something and kill it, and it'll make you feel better.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So, outstanding production design for a narrative contemporary program, 1 hour or more. That's a mouthful. The Flight Attendant. All right. Then we got The Handmaid's Tale, Mayor of Easttown. This is all for production design. The Undoing, Yellowstone. So that's production design. Outstanding production design for a narrative, period, or fantasy program. Bridgerton, which is a period piece. The Crown, Halston, The Mandalorian, which is fantasy. Perry Mason, The Queen's Gambit. Well, I'm gonna tell you,
all of technically a period pieces. Technically,
in a way, yeah. The Mandalorian it's tough with that. It can be if you're really amazed by the technology. They have groundbreaking technology. It's not, traditional production design. It's groundbreaking. So you can go either way with it. You can just be like, "Yo, that's just awesome." That the way they do their production design with their groundbreaking technology, with those big LED screens and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just say, "Nah, it's not as hard." Say, yes, it's great because the people who know it, they have to design it in the computer. But the production design, these people have to design that stuff, sets.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest.
So, if you're gonna look at like The Crown or The Handmaid's Tale or one of those, that's just like.
Well, some of it is still the same because some of it still has to be designed in CAD before it's even put, before it has to visually have a look. So it's all technically done in CAD. The only difference is The Mandalorian is it can, but I mean, you have to build this was actual set too.
Some of it, yeah. But I mean, what I mean is like these other ones, other than that one, they all have to be sets that are built. You know what I'm saying? They're built sets. So I think that, of course, everyone has green screen here and there and stuff like that, but for the most part, they're building a set. So we'll see. It all depends on how you look at it.
This past weekend, I was in Chicago for something, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, "Rap, I got something to tell you, right? But I can't blast it out right now." And I can say this because I'm not going to say what the person says, but I'm in season 3 of Mandalorian. They already started shooting it. I was like, what? Say, yeah, I'm playing the Stormtrooper in season 3 of Mandalorian, right?
Cool.
But he's telling me how they shoot it, that it's where it's shot at. Like it's shot someplace you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
But they found location somewhere in California. I mean, he told me where it is, but it's big enough that they could put they just had giant screens and for the CGI and stuff. But that's how they do this whole thing.
Exactly. It's big, giant LED screens. That the way it's a new type of technology that it's almost like doing it. It's almost like doing what Cameron did with the with
Avatar.
with Avatar, where he had that camera where you could look through it and see everything. But they did it to a next level where literally it's on this big, screen. So it's like you still feel like you're in, but it feels 3D, like you're in the motion of, like, it's crazy how they did it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's groundbreaking technology. Bottom line.
But he's going back because he's gonna
Mhm.
go back on a show. And I was like, can you give me a real stormtrooper helmet?
He probably won't be able to get that.
He said. So he looked at me. He said, "Are you trying?"
I mean, I don't know who he is, but it all right. Yeah, exactly. He's not gonna be able to get that. I mean, you got people, big A-list actors that be stealing. They have to literally steal stuff from set.
No, but some of them got smart. But some of them are smart. Some of them have it written in their contracts.
Yeah, like Lizzie Olsen did. Lizzie Olsen has it written in her contract. She kept certain things. I think what you call it was like that too. But they were no, when she was on Big Bang, they were kind of stealing things. They were they talked about that.
Things would go
they
missing.
were just keeping things. Yeah,
things would just go missing.
And I remember what's his name? Hemsworth was talking about how he stole something from the Thor set.
Didn't he say he stole a hammer?
Yeah, he stole a hammer.
He got a hammer.
Because they have so many of them. Now, granted, they got so many of them. So who gives a shit?
But the one he got, he said he got a good one. He got one of the good productions.
He got one of the good ones.
He didn't get one. He didn't get one of the trashy ones. He said he got his hands on one of the good ones, if I'm not mistaken.
But now that they should start putting that stuff in their contract because they should have, souvenirs from these things, man. Especially I mean, probably when they first started, they didn't know how long this was going to go and how epic it was going to be. So then as it started getting epic, whatever, because
like poor Robert Downey Jr., I know he got deaded trying to get. He probably had to.
Maybe in the late
somebody.
parts.
No.
I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. has got a real working Iron Man head. I think he's really got a real working Iron Man.
He probably got one made, but I doubt if he actually has one from set because they were very protective over that stuff early in the beginning. That shit was coveted. They weren't allowed.
But I think now. But I think now, if and this is if, well, we'll go with it is since it's the end of Iron Man. I think now they would give him one.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they have some sort of plan to bring Iron Man back, but for right now, I think they just do him like a thank you kind of thing.
Yeah,
it would have been either two things. Either they would have gave Robert Downey Jr. an Iron Man helmet, or that the arc that says this proves Tony Stark really has a heart. They gave him one. They
may have given him one of those.
I'm sure
they may have given him one of those. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else? You know what they told him? Your gift was the check that we gave you. Your gift was your back end money. That was your gift. Go have somebody make you one, mother.
I think they would. I think I'm quite sure that Chris Evans walked out there with a shield.
Oh yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that one.
And it wouldn't surprise me if
at this point, I guarantee you, Robert got something. He got something big too. I'm guarantee you by the end of especially by Endgame and all that other stuff. And that was it. That was like the last hurrah from him.
I think he may have gotten an Infinity Glove. This is what I think everybody got. I think Robert got one of those one of the Iron Infinity Gloves. Mm-hmm. I think I honestly believe I think Chris Evans got two shields. I think he got a Wakanda shield and he got the regular Captain America shield.
He definitely got the Captain America one.
I think Scarlett Johansson. I think Scarlett Johansson has all of her wigs and some of those that she had on.
I think she got the bodysuit. If anything, I think
all the bodysuits
over the wigs.
Yeah, she definitely. There was a lot of wigs that she got. I'm sure from that because Lizzie Olsen said she's pretty much got all of there's a lot of Wanda wigs. She's like, she definitely got at least a couple of them.
And listen, them wigs are expensive too.
Yeah.
So if you're able to get offset with those.
Speaking of Black Widow, there was an interview with her. What did she say? she was saying that it was how when she was talking about how she got the role, she literally got the role because of Emily Blunt turned it down because of her schedule conflict, because they had already cast Emily Blunt, and she was like, I went and I did the so and so. She's like, I didn't get the role. She's like, and then the person who was cast for it had a scheduling conflict, so they came back to me and asked me if I still wanted to do it. She's like, hell yeah. So that's really cool how things turn out. I mean, we all know Emily Blunt is a great actress. She would have pulled it off. But it's like now you can't really see nobody. But once you get used to them, you're like, hey, I don't see her. I mean, I'm sure if they cast her, I'm sure she would have pulled it off. But we may end up seeing something like that with this multiverse. Now, the multiverse of madness, which is going to be the Doctor Strange movie, is is exploding thanks to the Loki show. So the show for Loki pretty much now is connecting all of and almost opening up the multiverse for and kicking it off. So we will Ralph, you mentioned them finding a way to bring Iron Man back. Well, we already know that it's been heavily talked about them getting Tom Cruise to play an alternate world version of Iron Man, who was one of their first choices that they wanted to cast in the first place for Iron Man. So we might see.
I was so against that.
We might see a Tom Cruise, Tony Stark. More than likely, we will see a Tom Cruise, Tony Stark in the multiverse, which brings me to say that, hey, it's possible if, in fact, they don't use her for Fantastic Four, because it has not been confirmed. Or denied. If they don't use her for Fantastic Four, it's possible we could see an Emily Blunt version of Black Widow.
Well, she did. What is confirmed is that she did get cast for something. Nobody knows what it is.
So don't know what it is. So it's to me, it's either that or as Sue Storm.
I think I'm leaning more towards Multiverse of Madness, because I can't. Because you know what? Because I can't. There's no way they would be. If she was Sue Storm, there's no way they'd be able to keep a lid on that.
Well, I mean, they're good at it though. They've been keeping.
They are.
The only people that they can't, as long as they don't tell Ruffalo or Holland,
or Tom Holland,
they can get away with it. And Tom Holland is always blowing it, and so is Ruffalo. As long as you don't tell none of them, you gotta fight your chance.
I honestly believe that Hugh Jackman is going to come back as Wolverine at some point.
Yeah, I can see that. I saw something the other day in the multiverse somewhere. I could definitely see that happening. That would be awesome, actually.
I saw something the other day where I guess he took a recent picture with Kevin Feige, and the internet was is he really coming back?
They went crazy.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the internet was good.
I would say, unfortunately, it would definitely just be for a multiverse situation. He is just too tired to do that. Continue to do that role for how many more years? That role took. He said it millions of times. That role took a lot of toll on his body.
Now, question. Which one would you want him to do?
What do you mean?
Bring as Wolverine back. No. Either bring back as Wolverine for a multiverse movie, or bring him back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3.
I think I'm honestly believing that he'll be back. He'll be back for Deadpool 3.
Yeah, I would rather see that, because that has been like so in the making. It's so long into the makings, because Deadpool has been, from the first Deadpool, he's been trolling Hugh Jackman.
They've both been trolling each other
each other for the longest. But I'm saying Ryan Reynolds actually did it in Deadpool the movie.
Yeah.
So
numerous times.
Yeah, numerous times. So that would be, to me, that would be a fulfillment. That would be poetic justice, so to speak.
I would listen if all they could do is a cameo appearance. I don't want it. Don't even. I don't even want that. And I know it may be funny. They might set it up for it to be a real funny joke, but I don't even want that. If I can't
No,
have
you
it,
want them to actually be in.
Yeah. I
work
want.
together.
Honestly, what I
You want a
want,
full blown?
I need a full blown serious Deadpool movie with Hugh Jackman in it. Fuck all the comedy. Excuse my language, but screw all the comedy and being funny. We need serious, like.
Well, you can't even use the word serious when it comes to Deadpool.
Well, you can't, but you know, you get what I'm saying. I need more edge. Like the last one was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it was like Deadpool was a little bit annoying.
It was okay. I don't know about
That's why I
good.
said. That's why I said it was good. That's why I said it was good. Deadpool was annoying. The supporting cast is what carried that through. Like I was a little bit. I thought what they did with X-Force was a little disrespectful. It was funny, but it was a little disrespectful.
They definitely. They just straight. They crapped on.
They just killed him.
Yeah.
Except the black girl.
Funny,
black girl had to survive.
Well, Domino. There was no way they was gonna kill off Domino because that was
too much ass. That was too much ass.
Well, not only that, but even in a comic book, she's a very important character, very important part of the New Mutants as well as the X-Force, which it later changed into.
Yeah. So I wanted to throw this out there since we're on superhero stuff. Do a quick casting call if you could think off the top of your head. Our good buddies over at Warner Brothers, they are reportedly testing multiple actors for a Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. So they're trying to reach. It says here the casting is only just beginning on the HBO Max original Batgirl movie, and there are 4 names being mentioned for upcoming casting tests.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Isn't the Batgirls TV series on the CW right now?
Yeah, well, you know how they are with TV when it comes to TV. And wait a minute. That's Batwoman, not Batgirl.
Yeah, that's Batwoman, not Batgirl.
Okay.
It's Batwoman.
Yeah. So it's a little Batwoman is obviously a completely different character.
I don't give a damn. If Zack Snyder's not doing it, fuck him.
Yeah.
That's just the way I feel.
It looks
about
like so who's some of the people they're talking here? A new movie comes in heavyweights comic book stakes behind the scenes. Miss Marvel director Adil LRB and Bilal.
Oh, I really don't. I'm
helming the movie, while writing duties fall to Christina Hodson, and also penned Harley Quinn's. She also penned the Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, and The Flash. Oh yeah, she wrote so the writer is the one who wrote the Flash movie and the Birds of Prey movie. Batgirl
Birds of Prey was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was okay. Batgirl is just one of the slew of HBO Max originals as Warner Brothers looks to emulate Marvel's success. And of course, they're always looking to emulate Marvel's success when they could be the trailblazers, but we won't go into that. But anyway, they look to emulate Marvel's success and expand their DCEU with the use of HBO Max to deliver the output. Okay, who were they looking at? They said they were looking at some people. A standalone Batgirl movie was not the original plan of the character. Okay, fine, we know all of that. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. They mentioned Zack Snyder's Justice League has gone by the wayside. Take it. Let's see. Let me bring Kev back in. Then he got but they sure take it forever to say who the hell they were looking at. They said 4 actors. This would be the latest line of Batgirl's past. Yeah, well, I guess they didn't really say who it was then. And all of that, and they didn't tell you who it was. So I don't know. But anyway. So that's that. Who do you think would be a solid Batgirl? Barbara Gordon, now Batgirl doesn't necessarily have to be a redhead, which I think she should. But Batgirl also wore a wig because
there's not too many redheads out there. I mean,
I know. Batgirl did wear a red wig because I believe Barbara Gordon originally was blonde. She wasn't even red. Yeah, Barbara Gordon was a blonde, so that's what because it's too easy to figure it out. That must be Barbara Gordon under that man. They're like,
and it's unfortunate because
Barbara's gone. Oh, this girl got blonde hair. Maybe that's Barbara.
And what's unfortunate is I haven't been watching the I haven't watched season 2 of Batwoman, but the first season of Batwoman with Homegirl, what's her name? She was in Orange Is the New Black, and she was also in John Wick 2. What's her damn name?
Her back got messed up. That's why she quit.
It wasn't just her back. It was also the fact she couldn't. Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff. She said she couldn't really.
You're talking about Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose, yeah. She couldn't. She said doing all of that work, like being a series regular, like it was. She didn't realize it was going to be that much work being a series regular, and add to the fact that she was doing all of her own stunts and stuff too. For the most
I think I heard that she died. She almost died twice on the set.
Get a better agent. Yeah. Get a better agent and suck it out. If you don't want to do your stunts, or I'm not saying you don't want to. I know she wants to, but if you can't do them, that's what stunt people are for. Which is a good segue. We need to set up our stunt show. Ralph, call your people to see if they can get in next week, possibly. Okay. Next Monday, that would be nice. We could do our stunt show, and maybe we can revisit this. That's the importance of having a good stunt team. So, yes, you're trying to do your own stunts. I get it. A lot of actors are trying to now. But if for whatever reason you cannot perform that stunt, you need to have a good stunt person on hand. Good stunt coordinators, good stunt people. And at that point, you need to write into your contract, I can only do limited stunts because whatever reason. You could be fragile, you could be brittle bone, we don't know. But the bottom line is, for her to, I'm going to be honest with you, and I think Ruby Rose is so fine and all of that stuff, and I like her. I think she's an actor too. I know, I think she's one of those, that's why I was talking with someone the other day about the difference between someone being beautiful or fine and being sexy. She's one of those. She falls in that category of being sexy, not per se beautiful, but sexy. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Ruby Rose is no makeup fine.
Yeah, she's fine, but she's also very sexy.
So she ain't Priyanka. Sorry.
Well, Priyanka
is better. She looks better than Priyanka.
Well, you're bugging. I'm about to mute your mic. I'm about to mute your mic, brother.
Priyanka is not no makeup pretty.
How do you know? You ain't seen it with no makeup.
Exactly.
Listen, they wouldn't let y'all see it with no swimsuit either. So
yeah, well. It is what it is, man.
That is blasphemous.
Yeah. She is not.
That is all
capital T.
Priyanka Chopra is all woman. When she walks, it's like, damn.
She alright. She's alright.
Nah, she's alright.
No, she's
alright.
Yeah, okay.
Ruby Rose like alright, but Priyanka's like she's alright.
Yeah, Ruby Rose. The best thing about Ruby Rose is her eyes. Like I said, Ruby Rose definitely in a game of F, marry, kill. She'd be the one for that I F. I'd marry Priyanka.
Yeah. No.
So
who you kill?
I don't know who else is. We don't have anyone else in the pot right now. But Ruby Rose, and obviously Ruby Rose is she's lesbian, but she's not really into guys. But still, that doesn't mean she's still hot. It don't change it for me. She's still hot. If you're hot, you're hot. I don't care.
Listen, exactly. I remember I had to tell a lady on my job that she said she's into guys, but she was like, yeah, I'm also into girls, and I don't think that. I was like, what does that change? I'm like, you're still fine.
Change nothing. It don't.
That changes absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I mean, it is what it is. You just say I'm not that type of person that's going to say, oh. I'm not gonna have a different outlook on you just
Listen,
because you
I think
into
Robin Roberts can get it. Like
yeah, I
I
mean,
chopped that tree down.
yeah.
Like
So
what?
Damn, dude.
Call me. What's that guy's name? What's the black what's the black the black lumberjack's name? What's that guy's name?
oh, John. What was his name?
Bunyan?
Paul, no, not Paul Bunyan.
Not Paul Bunyan. His name was John something. John. I forget his last name.
Damn, what the hell is his name? They
But
supposed
I
to
know
make a
you
movie
mean.
about him.
Yeah, I know you mean.
Well, call me him. Call me him. I'm out in the woods, like where Robin Roberts at.
Robert Roberts, the
Damn,
tree.
man.
Robert
You a
Roberts.
stalker. You be down in the Good Morning America set, waiting outside with the summer series. Like, let Robin Roberts come out.
Hey, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, anyone can play. I'm gonna say anyone, but I can't think of nobody right now to play a Batgirl because they don't have to be a redhead. They could be blonde because she's
blonde, right? Because it's going to be a wig. It doesn't matter what she is. They can be anything because it's just going to be a wig regardless.
Yeah. So that's cool, but I mean, I just on not to. I don't want to stay on the Ruby Rose thing. I just thought I get it, and she has a right to say I don't want to do it because you didn't think it was piece. But I didn't like that. To me that didn't seem like a good excuse. You didn't think it was going to be that much work.
Like, honestly, in my own opinion, is she bailed on it.
Yeah,
she
I agree.
And which the sad part about it is she bailed on it, and she shouldn't have because she was actually doing a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell in her performances as the show went on, you could tell her performance was just getting more and more lackluster. Like you could just see she wasn't into it like she should have been.
So then rightfully so,
it was good that she pulled out.
It's good that she pulled out and they recast her. So I wanted before we end the show, I wanted to talk about. I wrote a. Everyone go on our if we all go on our what's it called, the Facebook of our Real Talk Facebook. I did write a review on the new series that's on Netflix called Sex Life, right? Sex/Life series on Netflix. Pretty interesting. Pretty well done. Could have been. I think it would have. There's a couple things in there. Just go check out on our Facebook page for the Real Talk. I wrote a review on it. Good. It was a pretty good show. Basically about a woman who is married with 2 kids. She just had a baby. This baby. She's still breastfeeding this baby. This baby's like under a year. Years old. She's like young, and they have a son. She's got married. She's got the quote unquote quintessential perfect life. She doesn't have to work. Her husband, good looking guy, lawyer or something like that, some sort of investment banker, makes a lot of money. Basically, they got a house out in the burbs. She was a woman. She started but is what she has ever enough? It's a classic thing of you think you got everything, but it's not enough. So she comes from Florida. Comes from Georgia, came to New York, and had like a wild life. So it's basically this housewife that is starting to recall her wild life before she met her husband, and she's fantasizing a lot about her ex that basically was putting it down, was hitting it right. So everything about her marriage is good except the sex, because the husband, who he's a good husband, he doesn't cheat on her, doesn't even look at other women, he just works a lot, and in between having the kids, their sex life kind of went into the toilet. Well, she needs to get it on a regular because she has a high sex drive. So she starts writing in her journal up, and then it shows through flashbacks her little obsession with her ex-boyfriend, and then it goes into a whole thing. That's part of the series where the ex-boyfriend is still around, and she ends up running into him, and it's like a whole little thing. Pretty well done series. I think it has about maybe 7 or 8 episodes on Netflix. Not bad. Cinematography was decent. Good colors, color schemes in it was really nice. Very visual. Aesthetics was nice. A lot of sex in it. Obviously, sex is in the title. Sex life. It's funny because it's called Sex Life, but the way it looks, it's like sex / life. So it's like that, that balance, trying to get that balance between, the two. I recommend it's worth a watch. It seems like it felt like that. It's not as good as that show, The Affair, but it kind of felt like that at first. But it's from a woman's perspective, so I kind of like that because it kind of shows you, honestly, that for once it's a series that was written and is written by women, and it's from a woman's perspective. It's a series that's not pitting the guy to be the scumbag or whatever. Like her husband's a good guy. But it also shows you what happens to good guys. When they're good to a woman. But it really does show you how all of these things that women claim is the dream, right? To be able to, have a great life and kids and husband that loves them. He's a good looking dude and he doesn't look at other women and he's successful, blah, 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 blah. But
keep it a buck. Women don't want
enough.
that.
It's never enough.
They don't want it. No,
it's never enough. Yeah, they don't really want it. They claim they do, but they don't. And that's pretty much that's where I think where this series went with it. And I'm wondering whoever wrote this series was really on their mind when they wrote it, or did they actually go through it? Yeah, that was probably their life.
They would tell the damn truth. Now I'll watch it because you know what? It's the absolute truth. People sit down. Oh, well, why did they cheat? They cheated because that's what they wanted to do.
They wanted to do it.
It ain't no big mystery about cheating. Cheating is, you know what? I could dip my dick over there. Oh, I know the whole purpose of you being off the market. As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say you are more capable of cheating on somebody, male or female, if you're married than if you're single, because the appeal of a married person is like, why does she want
it's taboo?
Why exactly? I can't have it. It's almost like being a man and you're fantasizing over wanting a lesbian, but it's because you can't have her. Because guess what? If there are probably 80
like
women
Ruby
that
Rose.
are just like her.
Exactly. Like me wanting Ruby Rose.
Exactly. The exact same thing.
Ruby Rose can get got by a guy. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it out there. Ruby Rose can get got by a guy. You know what? In my other world, I know a woman that's a lesbian. We were talking one time, and we were just talking. She said, she was like 30. She's 30, like let's say 32 years old at the time. She said, in my entire life, I have never had sex with a guy. Never. I was like, never. She's like, nope. A real penis has never been in my body. I was like, didn't you even want to just try it at least once? She was like, no. I've never had the desire. No. And she's in the porn industry. She's surrounded by dudes that if she felt like she could say, hey, I just want to try this, get out. She was like, nope. It is not in my DNA to have sex with men. I only want to have sex with women. But Ruby Rose, if she's already saying, well, I go both ways, she can get got.
Well, of course, yeah. If you're saying that, of course. So, but anyhow, so the show it really does show. That's what I like about it. It does portray, like, because you look at the way this girl and the woman who, what is her name? Let me go back and find her name again. She's real hot. She's actually Persian.
Yeah, she used to be in the L Word. I know who she is.
She's in the L Word. Yeah,
in the L Word.
She's hot. she's great in this show. Some of the supporting actors could have been better, in my opinion. They could have built the ex-boyfriend dude. He could have been a little darker, like the way it's like, they kind of was a little dramatic with the dialogue. Like, he destroyed you and this, and how you go back to him, he destroyed. And then it's like, when they show what this supposedly he destroyed you thing is, really wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? It was bad, but I expected it to be darker. You know what I mean? Like his past to be a little darker. He just basically ran away from her all the time and pushed her away. So it's like, oh. And with his building his little backstory, you know, even though it's very real that you should, you know, people who don't have a father in their life, but it's just too cliche, you know, the whole daddy issue thing. So he had daddy issues. So, you know, he was a bad boy.
I'm going to tell you right now that is a lie. Yeah. That is a lie, because I'm going to tell you it be the daddy's little girls that. Mm-hmm.
No,
the preacher's daughters. The preacher's daughters.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, in this case, they're talking about the boyfriend, and you know, he had his whole little daddy issues. You know what I mean? Father.
Listen, I had daddy issues.
No relationship.
My daddy was a father.
Nah, well, he didn't have, you know, he was the no relationship with his father thing, and
I didn't have one with mine either. My daddy was a ho-ho. I had people at my mother's job that was looking at me like, you look just like your daddy. But like looking at like you just like your dad. I'm like, you nigga, you slept with my mother's man. I can just tell. Look at you.
And by the way, her name is Sarah Shahi.
Who's just the Persian chick?
Yeah. And she was also in she's in Black Adam, actually. She's in Black Adam.
Oh yeah,
ISIS.
That makes sense.
ISIS, yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense because The Rock said they ain't playing around.
The Rock
said
they
keeping it a buck. Now they may keep it a buck and keep it modern day Egyptian. So it may not be, you know, as far as her being ISIS. So you know, so they may keep it as far as complexion wise. It's probably not going to be as dark as we would like, but it's going to be close. And actually, some of the Egyptians from that,
I knew that when I saw her in this show, because she has so many looks in this show, and some of these shots in this show, she looks dark. I was like, yo, she looked like a black chick in this particular episode. And some of those, you know, they were showing some of the flashbacks, because mostly the whole show is you know, toned through her flashbacks, her thoughts and her memories, because she's writing in her journal. And then the husband reads the journal, and the dude gets, and just starts it from downhill. It's downhill from there. Oh,
relationship advice 101. The first thing you do is never read your significant other's journal, and never ask them how many people they've been with. If you're not built,
now he never asked that. Right, he never asked, but he might as well ask by reading her journal. He didn't realize. I almost felt like I had a Chasing Amy moment where he realized that his wife was, you know, he didn't realize she was that sexually
loose.
Yeah, because when she came to, like, they got episodes, you know, when she came to New York, boy, her and her homegirl, that the black chick in there, she was fine too. The black woman was like her best friend. They were playing, boy. They was running through Manhattan, yo, and they were kind of like groupies, because they were like, you know, but they were both like, you know, psych majors and all this other stuff, you know, but they were like groupies. They go out on the town and let loose, yo, and they dealing with, you know, bands and, you know, musicians and all this other stuff.
The Banger Sisters.
You know, they were getting it in. So, and then she gets with this guy who obviously is the greatest in bed that she's ever had, and blah 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 blah. And yeah, dude was just, oh man, he was beside himself at that point. And
why are you? But see, this is what I don't understand. Why are you getting mad after the fact? He
getting mad after the fact because from reading what she ended up running into the dude. And then the dude was starting to pursue her again. So she was keeping in contact with the dude. You know what I'm saying? So now it comes off of the fantasy. It jumps off the page. And now it's, you know, you don't know what the hell she's doing now. You know, as far as you know, because you know that she's been in contact with him. You know, because she basically ran. So her homegirl, you know, like I said, they all knew each other, blah, blah, blah. She went to see her homegirl, and the dude was there because he started hitting the homegirl. Just like 8 years later, after they've broken up, and he's like he hitting the homegirl, and yeah, he's hitting the homegirl now. So then she runs into him, but then after that, he starts calling her again. It's just crazy. It's a good show though. It's not bad. It's not bad.
But I'm gonna answer that question, Kev. Like, why you get mad? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because women always be hitting guys saying, "You don't never talk to me. You don't tell me about your life and what you've experienced." All stuff. So then us dudes sit there and we tell our girl what we went through in life, who we got with, who we know, and all this other stuff.
No.
And they live this whole other life, and they never said jack to us. Never.
I would not care. Because guess what? I'm smashing right now. I'm the one that's in the pocket. So unless she's cheating
but
on
the
me.
thing was, what the situation with him is, she's clearly, first it starts as fantasy. She's clearly bored with her life, and still in all, it's still a blow to the man's ego. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, wait a minute. So you're basically telling me that I can't hit it like dude was hitting it, and now and just because of that, like she says in one of her monologues, she's like 85% of her life is great. It's that 15%. Is it worth risking it all for? And apparently it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, that 15% that represents the sex part of her life, mostly. I mean, because all she kept remembering was the good sex that she was having with this dude, and there was a lot of sex in this show. But only thing, even a little, not say too much sex. It could never be too much sex, in my opinion. But it was repetitive because she kept thinking about, and then when it go to the next episode, you see her thinking about something that was from the last episode. So it got repetitive, but a lot of sex in it. But she never thought about the bad parts, the reason why she's not with him no more. Why, he was toxic, stuff like that. Just like a woman.
This is why, and this is now here's the prime example. Now when you ask yourself, why does she stay? Why does he stay? Why are they clearly in relationships where you should be out? Like you should be out. It's because the sex is fucking magnificent.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Obviously it's the sex. That's why she stayed with him and kept coming back to him. He was toxic. The dude was, always, pushing her away. And one day he's like, yeah, I love you. Next day he's like, get the F out. You know what I mean? And it's like blah blah blah. So he was just like bipolar or something, and he just had daddy issues. That's why he was like that. And she kept forgiving him and going back. And really, there was a line in there where the husband said to her, which I thought was a very big line in the film or in the show. He says, "Well, you met me." She met him only like a month after she finally broke up with the dude. He's like, "So what am I, like an 8-year rebound?" He's like, "Am I like an 8-year rebound?"
No. Wait, I'm gonna tell you what he is. He's the rebound that she didn't disconnect from. Because what he ended up being was
she was that stability.
He asked, no.
He gave her that stability.
No. But it's more than that. He accidentally became Captain Saberhawk, not on purpose,
right?
But by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
He was giving her the comfort, everything she was lacking. Yeah, he was giving her, and he probably he's probably laying the pipe too.
But not like dude. Not like dude was. Yeah, so she
and it's also the emotional. That's the other thing I was trying to say too. And it's also the emotional connection that she had with him. That's a huge part, because I've been with girls where the sex was great, but if that emotional connection ain't there, it don't matter how good the sex is. Like you're not gonna keep going back unless there's that connection is not there. And that's what with her and that dude. That's why she never severed that connection.
She never severed that connection. She just let time take its course, and she moved out of the city into the Connecticut, into the suburbs, and buried it deep down. And then by her accidentally running into him when she went into the city, just brought all that back up. And then he started pursuing her because he sensed it. So then he's like, boom, he's hitting her up like, yo, I know, you tell me you happy, and I'll never call you again, or whatever, blah blah blah, like that type of deal.
Ride.
I know. He running all that on up, boom, boom, boom. He's like, I could tell she's not happy. He talking to the friend, which he was, ill scene in there where he calls her on FaceTime. It's like, yo, you still trust? She's like, I got it. I'm married. I can't be doing this. Yeah, I can't talk to you no more. He's like, well, you still want it? He straight put the FaceTime phone. He propped it up somewhere. And then old girl didn't even know, her best friend. He went over to her and hit it right there. And she stood there and watched it.
Now I gotta watch the show.
She sat there and watched it. She watched it and then she started pleasuring herself while she was watching him hit her best friend.
Now
I gotta look at this show.
Yeah, the show is crazy.
I'm telling you, it's real life.
Show is crazy.
Too many people ain't got to watch it because they might end up having PTSD because they gonna slide, baby. No, that was me.
That was me. Yo, the bottom line is this: the only thing that this show really touched on, to me, it definitely missed the mark on any moral messages. To me, it only hit the mark on the fact that the cold hard truth of real life when it comes to love and marriage. So the bottom line is, yeah, you can try to give the wife the world. They're gonna want more. And there's always that little something. Like she said, it's that 15%. And then you have to decide, is that 15% worth risking it all? And the 85% is that you got the house, the kids, the great husband, or if you're on the other side, the great looking wife. The spouse is good looking. They keep themselves up. They not, you know what I'm saying? Like everything about it is good, and they don't even look at another person. Not even look at another person. And guess what? It's still not enough because the sex isn't up to the standard that she was used to having. So she sacrificed it for the stability of having a family, having, that whole situation.
Hey, wait,
picket fence.
Hold. But I'm gonna throw the flip side, man. The hell with that. Because what if you're the girl coming situation and you got kids, you got no job, living home with your mom, and you come get with me, and all of a sudden you go from a room to you have a fully furnished house. You go from catching a bus to having your own car. Mm-hmm. You're not up to the standards that I'm at. So you really got a right to complain?
No, yeah. Technically speaking, she is out of level because guess what? If she decided to be out, guess what she getting? Half.
No, she don't. If she cheat on me, she gets nothing. She gets nothing.
Do you? I feel like, bro, do you have a prenup set up?
Yeah, you have to be that. If you ain't got a prenup set up, then she
won't. If that was the state where I would put that in. Like,
but I'm just saying, in a situation like this, it all happened. Like I said, he met her. The husband met her a month after she got her heart ripped out by the other guy. She finally, decided she's gonna leave, not be with him, whatever. She meets the husband. They hit it off. They start dating, and next you know, they're married. It's 7 years later. It's 7 or 8 years later. She got 2 kids, dope house, yard, the whole shebang. But she's living.
Severed.
Yeah. She never severed it. Yeah,
severed that connection.
No, she never did. No, exactly. No, she never severed the connection with the dude. You know what I mean? Because they had deep history. Like they were, the dude was thinking about getting married to her. They was, things. I think that, they're deep history in their stuff. So yeah, she never got a chance to really sever that connection. So it really was kind of like an 8-year rebound relationship. But she's so deep into it where she's not willing to give up the family. But at the same time, she wants more. She wants her cake and eat it too.
Right, because she truly does. She truly does love.
She truly loves the husband. But it's just like
what she didn't do was, when it was done, it should have been like, you know what? Because there's always the opportunity, and listen, and we as humans always fail at this. 9 times out of 10, we fail at this. I'm happy to say I passed on 2 occasions. The rest of them I failed like a motherfucker. But when it was over, And you get that call in the middle of the night, that random call in the middle, like, why is this nigga calling me?
The hey big head, the hey big head call. Hey big head.
What's good? What's going on? Hey, blah 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 blah.
Or in this days the text. Hey big head.
You know what I'm saying? saying everything like ain't nothing happened. And all of a sudden it's like, what's good? Yo, can I come through? And in your mind, you like, I should not let this chick by my house. Or in my case at that time, I was at work and I'm saying to myself, damn, we about to leave and go to the telly. I'm about to smash this. I can't smash in the office because we're gonna make a mess in here. And then something just inside of my head just clicked like, do not fuck her. Because if you do, it's you're putting yourself back on the treadmill again, and you're gonna be running. You're gonna be running. Can't just say no. And let me tell you something, as hard as it was, I was like, nah, can't do it, sorry. And we actually got to we got to a bad argument. Like, oh, now you can't. So who you seeing? Wait a minute. We done.
How the fuck you care?
I signed the divorce papers. What you mad about? You know what I'm saying? You gotta if you don't make that separation when it's over, like some people need closure. If you don't make that closure, you are guaranteed to, if it's not the last person you was with, you guaranteed to cheat with somebody else. If you don't close the door. So I'm not at all surprised.
No, that's what it was. She never severed that. So basically, without spoiling it for you guys, that's what the series is about. Where is she going to, because you're going through all of this history you're learning between her and the dude, the ex. You also know it is abundant that she does love the husband, but now the question is the 15% that she does write about, is it worth giving up the 85% or risking the 85%?
Well,
and that's pretty much what the series is about.
It sounded like she made it when she did she made the decision. Yeah, it really is worth giving up.
Well, I didn't say that she did anything with the dude. I just said that the whole show is about that decision. So
once you take that phone call, you already made the decision. All you need now is to see what the person looks like today. If they look the same,
she already knew. She already knew what she looked. She already knew what he looked like because that's what like I said, she bumped into him unknowingly, and he looked the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh god. But yeah, it was crazy though. She was. It was wild, man. It was kind of wild. I was getting in my feelings a little bit. I was like, bitch. But it was good though. I liked it. I loved her. She was great for it. She was hot. She was real hot. That actress and the black girl who was her best friend, same deal. It got to the point where dude he started getting obsessed. He kept reading her journal. He was like, he just let that whole thing messing him up at work. He even started following, stalking the dude. It was like, he's just like, this dude was like, it was messing with him, man. It messes with you. Certain people, if you're a certain type of person, it's gonna mess with you. Don't ever, just like chasing Amy. Just like chasing Amy, don't ask about the ex. Don't ask about the ex.
It ain't none. Listen. The past is none of your business unless you're trying to, in the beginning, get a gauge of where that person is in their life and whether it's for you. That's the only time that information.
That's when you want to, because you have now you're in a situation where you can move on. You don't feel like you're so deep rooted into the relationship. You don't wait till you get deep rooted in the relationship to start asking about exes and what did they do with sex and what type of how wild you was, and chasing Amy is the perfect example. She had a wild college life when she was young, blah blah blah. She tried girls, she tried guys, she did all threesomes and did all this other stuff, and she was sexually active, very sexually active. And now she's like, hey, I've got all that out my system. I just want to be with one guy now. And then it's like he finds out. See, with chasing Amy is different. With this situation, it's a little different because there is a general legitimate threat to their marriage because this guy is in he's in the picture, and she's questioning through her journal. She's questioning her entire marriage because of this guy. So I can see the dude getting a little, upset behind it, as opposed to Ben Affleck's character in Chasing Amy. He should not got upset at all because that was the past before he even came along.
And see, that's my exact thing. Some people can't like I.
That's why you don't
know somebody that he found out what his she was just being open. Like, listen, like me and my husband got divorced, and he was treating me so bad that I just said, fuck it. I went out here and I was wild. Yo, to this day, this dude he comes in the office, and if we bring up anything about homegirl, yo, he starts getting like, I can't believe she was such a. It's like, yo, how you gonna judge somebody about what she was doing, bro? You can't do that. You can't get upset about that, especially if you ask. If you ask, guess what? You automatically lose the right. You lose the right to be mad.
So that's why this guy falls in a different category, because he never asked. He did ask, but in a way, by reading the journal.
Exactly. And that's even worse. That's even worse, because you know what? Because you sneaking.
You snuck around and you broke her.
Looking for dirt. You look for dirt. And you found it. Now I haven't seen the show, so I don't know if she actually followed through. But you look for dirt. You get whatever your imagination throws at you. Live with that. Eat that.
Well, now you gotta live with it. So now that whole situation. It's good though. You guys, I recommend you guys check.
I'm gonna watch it now. I
like shows that got. I like shows that got good little storylines, and the sex scenes are shot well. I could use this in our part 3 shooting sex scenes show, because they have some real
that stuff I don't care. That stuff I don't care about. But this sounds like the dialogue and the actual.
I care about it because there is a science and a technique to shooting sex scenes that make it look hot and make it look real dope, instead of just crappy piling out. You know what I'm saying? Because the aesthetics of it, the colors was beautiful, man. Shout out to my boy Trouble, Devin Smith. He's the one who's been, just me shooting with him and hanging out with him more. He's really teaching me more about colors and how they really, everyone uses it now. No one shoots on plain walls. No one shoots with, plain type of walls, especially white. You know what I mean? You gotta always have these colors.
You gotta have transition point.
It's gotta be real dope. So like the sex scenes that she has with this guy, and it was cool. It had to be over exaggerated too, because this is like, in her mind, this is the best sex she's ever had in her life. So everything about the colors is oversaturated, and it's really dope though. It's really, really dope. So I like the way that played out. So yeah, y'all check it out. It's called Sex.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out now. I'm gonna watch it now. I heard about it, but I was like, I don't know. But now I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah, it's not bad. And that's my girl, man. Hands off, Kev.
Damn. I know she right. See. Now that's when I know she right. See, that's when I know she right. When I get the hands on, like, don't even look in that direction. Don't bother watching the show, because she's right. See, now I know she's right.
She's very, very, very sexy.
I told you she was in the L Word.
In the L Word, yeah.
I was like, damn.
She's dope. I really like her. So there's a couple people from that show that was really good looking too, man. There's the one who played like her neighbor. When y'all watch it, there's the girl who plays like her neighbor, and she does. I won't even tell y'all what it is, but she was fine too. The woman in there. I actually reached out to the one who plays her neighbor. I'm trying to get her on the show because she's a fairly new actress. A lot of her stuff on her IMDb, she's done a lot of video game acting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she's a fairly new, she's done some TV and a lot of video game acting. So I like the fact to see stuff like that. But anyway, next week, let's try to set up the stunt show. If it won't be next week, it'll be the week after. But get on that, Ralph. I'll call you on my end. Huh?
I'll hit them up. I hit
Hit him
them
up.
up tomorrow because it's
Hit him
kind of
up
late
tomorrow.
now.
Yeah, hit him up tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So hopefully next week we can start on that. We could talk about the importance of having stunt people on your project, whether it's independent or not. Independent more so. I mean, obviously mainstream too, but big budget, small budget. Find a way to budget out money for a stunt person, at least a stunt coordinator, someone that could, you really want to have at the bare minimum, you want to have one coordinator, one at least. I'm saying if it's a small, let's just say it's a small project, one coordinator, one male stunt person, and one female stunt person. That's what you at the very least should have. Sometimes the male or female person could be the coordinator as well. That's very possible, but you have to deal with that, and we'll talk about that when we do the show. Another thing I'm going to start doing is putting up some archive stuff. I started to take some of our old shows and make them visual by putting pictures and stuff to them. I was listening to that Diane Franklin show the first time we had her on. That was a good show. It was a good. We had
really
good questions. We had great questions for her. She was loving. She was fielding all of our questions. We had Heaven Hollywood was our guest on that time, and we were throwing questions at her. She was fielding them very well. Really good show. I really enjoyed that show. We were all on point. You know what I'm saying? Read the book and asking questions out of the book. She loved it. I remember I still have the email where she hit me back. It was like, this was a great interview. You guys really, made me feel welcome, blah, blah, blah. She did such with this whole thing. So I'm gonna start putting some of our classic interviews out there. And so that's it, man. That's it for the show. We'll get up with y'all next week. We thank everybody who came through in the chat room. Everyone who came through and watched it. Everyone's going to be watching this later. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it with your friends. Share it in the groups. I share these things in the film groups that I'm in. Share it, please. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Next week we'll be back. We'll give you some more insight, some more entertainment, some more education. And that's it, man. Thank y'all for joining us.
See Black Widow in the movies. Go see Black Widow in the movies.
Go check out Black Widow. Which I'm not gonna harp on it, but the theaters are upset with Disney for doing the Disney Plus thing because Black Widow took such a plunge the second week in the theaters.
Gonna take that anyway.
It was going to take it anyway, but it's a big drop off for the second week in the theaters. But
it's bad when you lose the Space Jam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then you go. So Space Jam took over the number one spot. So and y'all stop hating on LeBron James. I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying there's so many haters out there that hates it. They didn't even watch 1 minute of it. They have no reason to. Their reason to hate it is that they hate LeBron James. And then you got to remember, LeBron James is hated not only by sports fans, but by political people hate him. You know what I mean? Because of his social presence, his social justice presence.
And the fact because he can back up what he does.
All conservatives hate him. All political, a lot of different political people hate him. So he's hated by a lot of people. I read a comment someone made on one of the things talking about, oh, y'all worshiping LeBron James, and he opened this. I was like, how you even put this in the same sentence? Yeah, so he opened the school for kids and this, that, and the other. But I'm like, where's their butt?
But
he's like,
where's their butt?
But you worship this guy, but he basically was saying he has to be known to do that. And if I was that person, I had that kind of money, I wouldn't even be letting nobody know. I just
no, you wouldn't. You ain't. And whoever said they ain't never gonna have that kind of money, man, just shut your ass.
But even if you did, guess what?
Yeah,
you would have the same kind of notoriety.
Yeah,
just with the people that's in the community that knows what you're doing. He's on a bigger platform.
I said to the dude, I said, him taking credit for it or whatever you want to call it does not make the deed any less great.
And
I
it's
said,
not like he
the
brags
man has
about it.
put people. He doesn't brag about it. If he gets press on it, yeah, he's got a team. Press people.
And let's talk about the fact that he's been putting people through college before he
That's
even
what I
did
said.
that.
Before he did that, he'd been putting people through college. I was like, man, go sit down with this. Stop hating on LeBron James because you don't like his politics or you don't like the way he plays. The man is still, the things that he's done has been great. And he's going to talk about he'll give back. He give that. I said, that's not giving back to the community. He's supposed to give back and not want any credit for it. I was like, dude.
Listen, I actually even give him credit for going back to Cleveland. I'm not even a basketball fan.
Right.
I give him credit for going back to where he started to win them championships.
Live them a championship. Exactly. So guess what? I don't want to hear that.
You know what?
Stop hating on it. If you don't like, fine. Space Jam, no one like it. If you don't like it, fine.
They were talking about that.
Okay.
They were talking about that the other day on ESPN. Like what's LeBron James' most memorable moment? And people were saying when he was in Miami, with the whole, the path and all that. And I said, what my most memorable. Yeah. But actually, what I think my most memorable moment of LeBron James is, it didn't even have nothing to do with basketball. It was the World Series when Cleveland was playing Chicago, right? And I think Cleveland had just tied the game, and LeBron James himself is standing up cheering on the crowd for Cleveland to win, right? Because Cleveland had just won the NBA championship, and now the Indians were playing for the World Series. That guy he's not in the special section, he's in the general crowd area, and he's on TV saying, "Go, go, go, cheer." He's telling everybody to cheer for the team, to root for the team.
Yeah, but what the haters are gonna say to that, Ralph? You know what the haters are gonna say to that? Oh, he's just trying to make it about him again. He just trying to make it all about him. Because they did that with Kobe. They did that with Kobe Bryant's funeral. He didn't come out on camera for that reason. He did not want the cameras on him. This was about Kobe. Then LeBron still finds a way to make it about him by not showing up. Everybody's wondering, where's LeBron James? So he's damned if he does, he's damned if he don't. You know what I'm saying? If he would have showed up, they'd have been saying, look at LeBron James making it about him. I mean, then when he didn't show up.
But at that point, I don't think LeBron James, yeah, LeBron. I feel bad for LeBron because he really is in the damned if I do, damned if I don't. But none of that stuff. I just don't want to see Space Jam because I just think it was a niche movie with Jordan, and that it was good for what it was. It didn't need a sequel. That's really it.
Yeah.
Now maybe if you did something where something happened and the Looney Tune characters became alive, like 3D. Or something. Maybe that might have been a little more interesting to me. But
that's what they kind of sort of tried to do.
They was trying to do that one.
Yeah. They kind of tried to do it. I thought I did think the part that was funny when Sylvester talk about, hey, I found Michael Jordan in the crowd, and there was Michael B. Jordan. That was funny. I thought that was funny. He come walking through. They're like, hey, now, 6'6" guard from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan comes through. They're like, oh man, this is Michael B. Jordan. He's like, come on, Sylvester. He's like, wow, he said he was Michael Jordan. I don't know. But Michael B. Jordan's like, yo, man, I was just looking for some popcorn. I thought that was funny. I was like, okay, that was funny. I just like, man, I sat there, watched it with my little one. She just liked it, and she wasn't paying attention. She's only almost 1.5. She wasn't paying attention till she saw the Looney Tunes on the screen. Yeah. Then she was like, oh, there you go. So they did a lot in there, and they had like every Warner Brothers character popped up in that damn thing.
Yeah,
that was in the crowd. Every one of them. They had the mask. They had everybody in there. King Kong was up in there. They had everybody up in there. Yo.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I'm surprised Harry Potter wasn't there doing some.
He was. I think they had Harry Potter. Oh, really? They had Harry Potter. They had all types of every character. Like every character.
They had people from the Wizard of Oz was in there.
They even had Warner Brothers. Anything that falls under Warner Brothers.
Was Batman in there?
Batman and Robin.
Batman, Robin.
Iron
Giant.
Iron Giant. Even they even had
Catwoman,
like
Batwoman was in it. Batwoman was in there.
I
too.
even saw the Herculoids back there.
Yes, yep.
I saw the
Herculoids was back there too, and Jabberjaw was back there.
Jabberjaw, Hanna-Barbera stuff. Jabberjaw, Herculoid.
Yeah, I saw Fred Flintstone there. I was like, what?
Yeah,
like, what's Fred Flintstone doing in this?
Yeah, every property that falls somewhere under that umbrella was there.
Like I said, it's another Ready Player One.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's it. We done. Talk to y'all next week. Peace out, people.
Peace.
Deuces.